Hello and welcome to the MAC weather page for this Friday, December 29th. And the headlines are the cold is going to continue right on through the foreseeable future, really, as we see temperatures mainly in the teens, probably at least for the next 10 days. And we're going to have a couple of periods, maybe 2 or 3 periods, where we'll see temperatures at night fall below zero. In fact, maybe as early as Sunday and Monday morning, we could see temperatures down around zero, if not a couple areas below zero. And then as we get in towards next Thursday and Friday, we could see some really bitterly cold air. Would not be surprised to see some temperatures fall to between 5 to 15 degrees below zero, much like we just went through a couple of days ago. And again, so we're going to have a chance of snow later on this afternoon, move back in with a second weak system that could bring inland areas maybe a trace to as much as an inch, possibly 2 inches. And I think lakeshore communities could see another several inches of snow later this afternoon into Saturday morning. And again, cold will continue until further notice. Our normal high for the day is 30, the normal low is 15. And as of 7 o'clock this morning, we had a snow depth of 4 inches of snow. And with seasonal snowfall so far, 14.9, that's because we picked up 3/10 of an inch of snow overnight. You can see on this date, back in 1914, we broke a record precipitation with 1.3 inches, and that was also the record snowfall for the date. So that storm brought about a foot of snow across much of the mid-Michigan area. Temperatures out there this morning, you can see around 10 degrees and a little cooler off in the thumb. And you can see where the winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings are. Those should expire, but I think with the system coming on later on this afternoon and tonight, we'll see more advisories posted for the lake-enhanced snow that some areas may get. And if we look at the radar out there, you can see that precipitation with the next wave moving from the Dakotas is going to move down into the Ohio Valley, places like Columbus, Springfield, or to Indianapolis. You're going to see about 2 to 3 inches, maybe 2 to 4 inches of snow, and even some heavier amounts once you get out here into Iowa and portions of Illinois, where there are some winter storm warnings. On the weather map this morning, you can see that system that's going to be bringing some of the snow here later on this afternoon. Again, not a heavy amount, but certainly enough to freshen up the ground again. And more significant snow again is going to fall across the Ohio Valley back into the Corn Belt. And if we look at the map on as we get into Saturday, you can see that system will move off to the east. Very cold conditions with some troughs pivoting around that low could give us a few snow showers mainly near the lakes. And a cold high pressure system in Canada is going to settle down, and that's going to bring us some very cold air for the latter part of the weekend into early next week before we warm up a little bit. And then we expect another deep plunge of Arctic air to move into the area for middle and to the end of the next week, when we could see again temperatures fall well below zero. As far as the precipitation over the next 7 days, you can see right here, this is the what we call the Michigan snow desert. And you can see quantitative precipitation amounts very little over the next 7 days here in the mid-Michigan area. But I think this is a little underdone. I think we'll see at least a trace to maybe an inch of snow across most of the area. As far as the actual snowfall amounts, you can see that system moving off to the southeast will bring more significant snows off to our south. But lake-enhanced snows will also occur across much of lower Michigan with snow showers. And again, we'll see at least trace to an inch, maybe 2 inches in the inland areas, and maybe 2 to 4 inches more on top of what they've seen here over the next 72 hours. And on a wider view, you can see that clipper system as it drops down to the east of us, bringing that better snowfall across the Ohio Valley back into the Corn Belt. As far as the forecast goes, you can see today highs in the mid to upper teens, and then we'll see those temperatures fall through the weekend. By Sunday, only highs around 8, lows near 0. We warm up a little bit early next week, and then we got that really deep plunge of Arctic air that's going to be heading into the area for the middle and end of next week. So continuation of cold temperatures. I don't see temperatures climbing to 20 degrees probably for at least the next 10 days, maybe even 2 weeks. But we'll see what happens after that. No big storms on the horizon, just a lot of what we've seen. On Weather Watch, you can see a potpourri of winter weather advisories, winter storm warnings, wind chill warnings and advisories. Temperatures out into the Dakotas into Minnesota could drop down to 50 below zero. And again, that cold air with some of those wind chill advisories are going to spread into the Great Lakes, I think, over the weekend and again for later next week. So winter is alive and well across the Great Lakes. Thanks for stopping by and have yourself a great day, a great weekend, and 73s to all.